Hello and hail and well met. I am Isekai'd, a friend of the show that you're about to watch, a friend of Kris Oliveira, who is about to run this game, and you are in for a treat. You may know me from my Realms work. I have written several novels in the Realms, including Ghostwalker, Depths of Madness, and the Shadowbane series. I also write a lot of other stuff. You could probably see some of it on the shelf behind me. My apocalyptic World of Ruin fantasy series, my current superhero series, which is called Justice Vengeance. All of that's available online. Go look me up under my name, which I'm sure will be showing up under this video. I also am one of the founding members of the Dungeon Scrawlers, an actual play that puts out content once or twice every week, and we actually ran a Forgotten Realms Isekai Realms game there as well, and that game is still ongoing. I play myself in that game, a paladin. Used to be aspiring paladin, now an actual paladin. The game also tonight has a charity that we're benefiting, which is Extra Life for Kids. They'll tell you more about that later, but that's a great cause. And this game is called Into the Woods, somehow not actually musical. All right. Have a good time and good luck.
Good evening and welcome to GenConTV, the beating heart of gaming culture and community. Tonight, we're thrilled to bring you a unique and exciting event, our own Isekai Realms Dungeons & Dragons actual play charity stream. Join us as we embark on an adventure unlike any other, all in the spirit of giving and fun. I'm your guide through the mystical realms, Kris, or as I'm known in gaming circles, Kris the Grey. By day, I navigate the intricate labyrinths of the law, but by night, I delve the rich worlds of fantasy role-playing. A longtime gamer, dungeon master, and devoted fan of all things Gen Con, I'm here to weave a tale that will captivate and inspire you all. Tonight's Odyssey is set in the mystical world of the Forgotten Realms, but with an isekai twist. Imagine a game where you're not just playing a character, but a version of you, whisked away to face the challenges and wonders of a fantastical world. Inspired by tales like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe and John Carter of Mars, our game, run in the classic second edition Dungeons & Dragons rules, promises a unique take on a standard RPG adventure. Joining me on this grand adventure are four intrepid souls, each bringing their special flair to the realms. Players, the time has come for you to step forward and introduce yourselves to the audience.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Yang-Yang Wang. Quick disclaimer, I am an employee of Wizard of the Coast and all thoughts and opinions of my own, but you can also find me on the Dungeon Scrawlers, where I'm one of the founding members. Yeah, we play a lot of TTRPGs, we talk a lot of games, and we do some really cool group-related activities around writing. So come check us out at twitch.tv/Dungeon Scrawlers every Wednesday night around 6 p.m. Pacific.
Hey everyone, I'm Caleb Patrick, and I'm excited to be a part of this event for GenConTV. I'm co-DM, lead story writer, and content creator for Stardust and Dragons. You can find us at snd_pod on Instagram or stardustanddragons.com. Hope you guys enjoy watching this as much as we enjoyed playing it today.
Hajime Mashite. My name is Christian Hatcher. I am 25, and I'm currently located in Tokyo, Japan, which is a perfect place for an isekai adventure if you ask me. I'm an actor, singer, dancer, among other things, and I'm currently studying to become a better one of those things here in Tokyo. I am here representing Stardust and Dragons, a homebrew D&D podcast in which I am not only a cast member in, but also part owner in the overall company. Our show's adventure takes place in space, where we have homebrewed cool things like Stardust, and our editors immerse you in our new galaxy with special effects and music. We have a team of around 30 people, writers, actors, editors, producers, and the best part is we're based all over the world. So look us up wherever you listen to your podcast. And remember, our adventure is in the stars. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And I hope you guys enjoy this isekai adventure.
Hello folks, I'm Banzai Baby. You can usually find me on TikTok as Banzai Baby or on Instagram as Banzai Baby. That's BABEE. Or you can also find me here on twitch.tv/GenConTV.
Thank you. I look forward to tossing you all into the deep end of the gaming pool. But before we delve into the heart of our quest, let's also take a moment to thank those who've made this magical evening possible, starting with a heartfelt thank you to the valiant players for donating your time and talents for tonight's cause, with immense gratitude to Peter Adkison, Gen Con's visionary CEO, for welcoming us to Gen Con TV, and with a special nod to the Dungeon Scrawlers Twitch and YouTube channel, our comrades in the realms of Isekai gaming. And a final thank you to my friend Eric Scott to be, whose introductions have woven our paths together here tonight. Speaking of the Dungeon Scrawlers, if the realms we explore tonight excite your imagination, please venture over to the Dungeon Scrawlers channel on Twitch or on YouTube. There you'll find a full 11-episode Isekai saga set in the Forgotten Realms, along with a couple of special Isekai one-shot adventures that walk the worlds between Bram Stoker's classic novel Dracula to the high school hallways of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. A treasure trove of tales await. But as we stand on the brink of our adventure, let's also not forget the real purpose of tonight's gathering, to support the noble cause of Extra Life, a charity by gamers for gamers. Every coin and gem we collect tonight goes to this incredible organization. But don't just take my word for it. Let's take a moment to hear from them directly about the critical mission they serve.
Oh, hi there. Time for Extra Life again? Wait, what is Extra Life? Seriously? Extra Life is a charity gaming fundraiser. We play games to raise money for local children's hospitals. Extra Lifers around the world have raised more than $100 million since 2008, and all because of people like you. So what are you waiting for? Donate to Extra Life to help kids like me.
To Act 1 of our Isekai Realms adventure on Gen Con TV. We've gathered our players together and we are ready to venture forth into adventure. I've told the players very little about what they need by way of rules. I've informed them, in fact, that all they need to do is bring a pad or pen, piece of paper, or writing implement, and some dice to the adventure. So we are ready in that regard. And the first thing I will ask you all to do, players, is to write down on your pad what you have in your possession. So that counts what you're wearing. So in my case, I'd mention my glasses, my snazzy jacket, my shirt and pants, that sort of thing, and what might be in your immediate environs that might count as being on you. If you've got a set of keys in your pocket, if you have a dagger lying to your left, whatever you might have in your immediate umbrella, you could take a moment to just jot those things down. And they don't have to be fancy, but you might want to know what they are just in case they come in handy. So I'll give you all a moment to do that. While the players do that, I'll tell the audience a bit about Isekai gaming. As I said in my introduction, Isekai gaming is different from the traditional adventure because it basically places you, the player, directly into the campaign world. It's a little bit easier for folks who've just started playing role-playing games to role-play a character that's you without having to necessarily think about what your character would do, just having to sort of imagine what you would do in a situation. And it's also an interesting way for folks who've played every role-playing game, over decades of gaming, to try something new and experiment with a set of rules and an approach to gaming that's a little bit different from what they've become used to. I have been doing it for decades. It's sort of my thing, and I'm happy to share it with the players here tonight and all of you who might be happy enough to tune in and watch us. So I hope you enjoy what we're doing. Has everyone? Banzai, you look like you're struggling with your writing implement.
No, I just realized that I am very not prepared to get Isekai'd randomly into the universe.
I don't think anyone's really prepared for that, are they?
I also realized I have the messiest desk in front of me, so I just have pockets full of junk, basically.
Awesome. Well, you never know, and pockets full of junk might be helpful. Does anybody have any questions about the things that they've written down? Do you want to tell me something about the things that you've written down?
So,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say obviously a Tokyo apartment is pretty small, so this is the
Understandable.
room that I have. So it's just I do have a bunch of random stuff that's like, I mean, it's in here.
If you want to count it as being something you could hold in your hands that's
There we
very
go.
close
Okay.
by to you, then that's fine. But I'm not going to take the entire contents of your room. That would be rude.
Thank you.
I will note, because I noticed it when you went to go get your pen and paper a short while ago, that this is going to be a John McClane adventure for you because you're not wearing shoes.
I am not. I'm not wearing shoes.
So, welcome to Die Hard meets the Forgotten Realms. This should be.
This should be great. It's okay though. I'm a country boy, so I got some tough feet. So we're ready to
for
go.
it. Okay, fair enough.
It's okay. I'm right there with you, Christian. No socks, no shoes. Look, all I'm saying is, look, it's business up top and like for my pants and then just bare feet.
Okay, fair enough. This is definitely an unusual set of circumstances.
So I do happen to have some generic smiling fish crackers on my desk and the like.
Okay, generic smiling fish crackers.
If there's any type of branding or anything that we shouldn't do, just let me know because I have quite a few things around my area.
I think generic smiling fish crackers is probably good enough to describe them for our purposes.
There we go.
We'll see how long they last. Other questions, Christian? Oh, didn't have one. Okay. Yang, any questions?
So many, but let the adventure begin.
All right, we'll do these on the road. Okay. So now that you've recorded that information, you will recall sitting down at your computer to play this Isekai adventure. You recall talking to me and Technical Kris about the various things that we would do and introductions and guests doing intro, all these things that we talked about for the game. And you even remember me saying that you're going to need something to write your things that you had on you down with. That, however, is the last thing you recall, because you will find yourselves awakening from being unconscious. So you were sitting down, you were about to record your information, and then all of a sudden, you're waking up. You're not in your house. You're not in your Tokyo apartment. You're in a field at night. That field at night is dark, except for the moonlight shining through the clouds above, which we'll talk about a bit more in a moment. Reasonably nice temperature, probably in the 70s. So, not sure where you are, but that's promising. At least you're not going to freeze or boil. It's wet in this clearing, and Banzai, Yang-Yang, you're laying face up looking at the sky in this clearing. So on your backs, high grass around you, trees out maybe 20 or 30 feet beyond the edges of the high grass. Wet because you're laying in something where rain has come down. Caleb and Christian, you're laying face down as you've arrived. So you're actually kind of wet on the front. And you're looking at the ground rather than looking at the sky. Okay, that's somewhat unexpected, or maybe, at least for one of you, it's not. There is a light rain, nothing more than a mist, really, coming down from the sky. And like I said, you've got the light of the moon in order to light your way. We're going to do our first second edition thing. That is that you're all going to roll a 20-sided die for me. This is a check based on an ability. It's sort of like a perception check in 5th edition, but in 2nd edition Dungeons & Dragons, we use a low as is good for these kinds of checks, as opposed to a high is good for these kinds of checks in the later editions, later and later. So if you're the kind of person who can never roll more than a 3, you're in the best of all worlds. So if you could all just roll that number.
Yeah.
That noise told me, Banzai, that that wasn't necessarily good. What did you roll?
Well, you said low is good, right?
I did say low is good.
Well, I got 15.
All right, fair enough.
I also got 15.
I got 19.
Oh.
Got a natural 1.
So you're in the block because you have Caleb here to bail you out. Okay, so Caleb,
God.
you're noticing something that apparently nobody else is, but you won't know that till you all sort of share your thoughts with one another. You're not groggy, by the way, all of you. You're wide awake. You just were unconscious a moment ago. Caleb, you can hear noise in the distance that sounds like running water. Now, whether that's a river or a waterfall or something, you don't know, but it's more than just the rain. Everybody else, the light misting rain, apparently that and the sounds of the forest are kind of blocking that out. So, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna start by just wiping off all the muck and the grime from my face. I imagine it's as I'm like clearing my eyes, they're shut, so my ears are obviously enhanced my sense of hearing. Lose one scent, the other gets better. And I kind of hear the water. I'm not really taking note of it at the moment because, unconscious, waking up face down in a random place. So I look over and I'm just, oh, hey, Christian, what? Get up. And I look around. Where are we? Are you guys okay?
All right, so you will stand, call out to Christian, and check to see if everyone's okay. Christian, what are you doing upon waking?
I wake up just like Caleb. I wipe myself off. I immediately look around, and I don't believe it. And as things start to truly settle in, that I am in this isekai game, a few tears begin to form, and probably I cry a little bit, just a little bit. And I
joy or fear or sadness.
It's all of the above, definitely.
Okay.
It's the first. I think that it's mostly like out of just disappointment. Truly, worked really hard to get to Tokyo, and now I'm not in Tokyo anymore. But it's okay. So
you are not in Tokyo anymore. That is true. You can feel the wet ground swishing under your toes, both of you, in, like I said, a John McClane moment. Yang-Yang, how about you upon awaking?
Upon waking up, I don't even realize I've been transported to another world because I'm not like the most observant person. So I think I bolt upright. My first thought is like, everybody, did this Kris guy drug us and like drag us into the woods and take us camping against our will? Because I freaking hate camping. I pull out my smartphone, which I had in my pocket, and I try to turn it on and to call the police.
So you will assume you've been drugged and kidnapped. Not a bad assumption under the circumstances. Pull out your phone and attempt to use it to summon the authorities. Your phone is a brick in your hand. Banzai, what are you going to do when you wake
up? First, I'm going to get up, panic, make sure pieces, and I have like no stitches in my areas in case organs were taken. Then I'm going to pinch myself, slap myself, make sure this is real, and then promptly have a freak out.
What do those freakouts look like, just for those of us who may not be familiar?
It's gonna be a little hyperventilating. I'm really bad in emergency situations. A lot of hyperventilating and just like, what's going on? What are we doing? And it's wet. If it's wet, is there like a tree line or something?
There is. The clearing, if you kind of look around in it, is probably, it's like roughly oval shaped, right? So it's probably not natural. Somebody at some point in time made this clearing, and it's maybe like 100 by 100. You are all sort of in the middle of it, and you are actually kind of splayed out in a 4-point. One was facing north, one was facing east, west, and south. So whoever dragged you out here and stole your kidneys decided to position you some face up, some face down in a nice fashion. All right, so yeah. So Caleb, you called out to Christian. Christian, you probably responded to Caleb. Yang-Yang, you're trying your phone, but it's like its battery's just dead, or it's just not turning on. Banzai's hyperventilating. Want to talk to each other?
Yeah. Again, I call out. I'm like, is everyone okay? I look over and I see Banzai kind of just hyperventilating a little bit, and I'm like, okay, so no. Bearings, does everyone, bits, pieces, parts, are we good? Where are we?
I don't know. I don't want to be here. One sec, and I truly go off into just a little bit farther off, and I just start to pray. I gotta figure out Like,
how far is a
God.
little bit?
God's not going to help us right now, Christian. We
I
have to
need
figure out
Hey,
where we
Caleb,
are.
give me a second. I need to talk to the big man upstairs.
What do you expect him to do? Is he going to give you a message, tell you where? That's
I'm
not going to help us
listening.
right now.
I'm
Oh my
praying.
god, are we gonna be hunted?
I'm
Are we gonna be
praying.
hunted? Do you think that's what's gonna happen?
Oh my god, I've seen movies about this.
Yeah,
You might be right.
It's all just a sick game for Chris.
Looking for like tags. Is there tags on us
swear.
or anything?
All right, so you've run off a few feet away, Christian. You
Just a
drop
few
your knees, and if the Almighty's going to bail me out of this one.
Yes.
You Yang and Banzai are like, have I been? Is there a tracker on me? Is there a tracker? Are there people coming to hunt me in the woods? Is this the purge? What's going on here? Could you roll a 20-sided die for me again?
Yeah.
With everyone.
Do we want it to be low again?
Well, you just want to roll a 20-sided die, but yes, you want it to be low again. Normally, I won't tell you, but I'm being friendly right now.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
So we'll go around in reverse order this time. Banzai, what's your number?
Lucky number 13.
13. Okay. Yang-Yang?
6.
6. Caleb?
7.
And Christian?
17.
All right. The only person who doesn't notice this is Christian. And that's because he's probably feverishly praying to get out of this particular situation.
Listening very carefully for God.
Everybody else will notice, that the clouds part for a moment. There's sort of like a storm going, but there's clouds in the sky, and they'll part for a moment, and you'll be able to see the moon.
You asked him to stop the rain?
It's working. Okay. Just let me
You could have asked him to take us home, and you asked him to stop the rain.
Make better prayers.
I'm getting to it.
So the moon. Technical Chris is going to send you an image, which will come up for everybody at home. It's not what you would expect. I mean, everybody here has seen the moon tons of times, so you're pretty familiar with what its face looks like. Yeah, that is not Earth's moon. That is someone else's moon. It's the same color as Earth's moon, but it doesn't have the same craters, and it has this twinkling pattern of things following on behind it. So there's the moon, and then sort of off to its left is this twinkling pattern of other celestial objects. Maybe those are other tiny little moons. Maybe those are asteroids or something. Huh.
Friends.
I noticed two of you have glasses, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do either the other of the two of you have contact? Okay, so the two of you with glasses, while you're staring at the moon, will notice that it goes a little bit wobbly for a second, gets fuzzy. And you have the desire to take your glasses off to take a better look at it, because it's kind of like your glasses interfered with your sight there for a second. Do you want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you do, you'll notice that it and everything around you comes into crystal clear focus. So now you've got some strange moon. You don't need your glasses to see. Yang-Yang, I think you were about to say something.
I was about to panic and say, "Oh my God, Banzai, I think you're right, but I think we're being hunted by aliens. This is clearly not Earth."
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
They've been experimenting on our bodies. Our eyes suddenly just work too.
Keep going, Banzai. Keep going. Call on God. It's the only way we're getting out of
I
here.
mean, it obviously worked because he stopped the rain.
There you
I
go.
guess. All right. Oh, hold on. I'm going to then, I guess, just check what I have on me, because I am like, if we're in an alien situation, what do I have? How do we fight aliens? How do you fight aliens?
That's a great question.
That's a good idea. I also want to take stock of what I have on me.
Okay.
Ditto.
I will do the same, probably.
You'll all start patting yourselves down to just get a quick inventory, see if somebody has secreted a laser pistol into your equipment or something like that. Turns out they didn't. It's just all the stuff that you wrote down. And two more things will happen while that's going on. Number one, the clouds will obscure the moon again. Number two, the rain will start up. I don't know, whatever deal you made there seems to have worn off.
Oh my god.
God giveth and he taketh away.
Actually, do I feel like the wind picking up at all? Just as a quick, like,
Roll a
been
20
in this
sided die.
situation. Oh, what? Sorry.
Roll a 20-sided die. We'll see.
Oh, god. That one's fired. I'm gonna do different dice. Haha! Natural 1.
Nice.
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 There you go. Nice.
There you
If
go.
you had to guess, there is a storm a-coming.
Gosh, you know what? Who knew? Growing up on a tropical island will let you know there's a storm. Hey, I've been that was the eye of the storm, folks. We need to get out of here. I don't know if you guys been in like typhoons or something. I know. Wait. Tornadoes, typhoons.
There you go.
I always
Naders.
experienced-
Mhm.
Yeah.
Naders.
Had one touchdown 2 weeks ago.
There you go.
That was the eye of the storm. So we need to find shelter or
Okay.
that.
Okay. Okay.
That's a smart plan. I don't really know where shelter is, but I did hear some sort of running water, and typically if there's a river, there might be a city next to it, a village, something. Like that's normally where we'd find civilization.
All right. Does everybody know their rules of threes?
No, what's that?
Rules of threes. You need to have shelter within 3 hours. You need to find a source of water in 3 days. You have to find a source of food in 3 weeks.
Okay, so I think that we jumped the gun. We found water in less than a day, and then we still need the shelter and the food.
Yes.
So I am packing everything into my backpack.
Yeah.
That I have, and funny enough, I actually have my briefcase as well for school. So I'm packing some
You're
more
a Forgotten
things.
Realms businessman now.
Exactly. Packing all of the other things in the briefcase. If you guys need any space, I did splurge on my way coming to Japan. I have an extra inhaler in my bag, luckily enough. I got some Japanese homework. Don't know if you use that. I got a whole bowl of candy, peanut butter. I have half a bottle. I have a 2-liter bottle of water that only has a liter left in it. And I got a bunch of blankets. So, yeah. And
You
I
have
am...
two things to carry all this in. One, a backpack, and the
Yes.
other, a briefcase. Okay.
Yes.
Can we go around and actually like consolidate what we have as a group? Just make sure. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna start.
Eminently reasonable
it.
to
Yeah.
me. Go
So,
right
Yeah.
ahead.
Christian all has all of his stuff. I also have a backpack with me. There's probably like 50 pens, like 30 mechanical pencils, my laptop that's on 2% with the charger, and there's a small stuffed squid animal. It's like yay big. That was given to me by somebody the other day. And I have my inhaler, pen, paper, some generic smiling fish crackers, and enough energy drinks next to me to probably put a horse into cardiac arrest. So
Here we go.
Yeah, you guys are way. I feel very bad for presenting. I have this tumbler filled with water. It has a metal
Okay.
straw.
There we go.
I
There we
have-
go.
Bean boozle. There are beans that taste terrible. Most of the time. I also have these headphones. Gosh, why do you guys have so many useful stuff? I have cell phone. I have headphone. I got what I'm wearing, which is thermals.
Just wait till it gets to me. We'll see useless
And-
stuff.
And I got dice.
Hey.
If that helps in this sweater, I can kind of make it into a bag. I guess I have. Wow. I mean, I
You'll
guess
if you
notice
want,
Banzai,
you could put some of my
Notice-
stuff inside of my.
Oh,
You'll notice, Banzai, that your phone, when you were inventorying to sort of come across, is blank. The screen is blank. So that means it's either shut off or the battery's dead or something. Do you want to try and turn it on?
yes.
All right. You'll try to turn your phone on. Yang, you were about to comment on your inventory. You're noticing Banzai trying to get phone to work. You know yours wasn't working. You might decide to share that.
Yeah, my battery was dead. Does yours work? Because we call the authorities.
I don't think that's gonna work anymore, Yang-Yang.
If we're in alien space, I don't know if the cup. I only have Verizon. I don't think they cover.
You should turn on. You got to turn on roaming. That makes sure that you can bounce it off anything.
I have 2 SIM cards actually with me right now. So if we are somehow all of you got to Japan, I mean, we're good.
So does it turn on?
Your phone is dead. Now,
No,
whether
okay.
that means something happened to it or the battery is simply dead is hard to say, but it is just not booted up.
Same for
It
my
has a
Apple
secret
Watch.
It has a secret compartment with like my credit card and ID in it. So I guess I have that too.
You do. That's true.
What
Okay,
about-
Yang, you were about to talk about your useful equipment.
When I see Banzai Baby's phone also doesn't work because of power, I go and grab my Steam Deck that's always nearby, check if it's got batteries.
Oh,
And
your
then,
Steam Deck seems dead too, buddy.
Oh my god, I still keep it with me because I cherish it too much. But I'm also gonna try to pocket some of the more useful edibles. So like one thing about me is I'm like always hungry, so I always got a bunch of snacks near me. So I got like 4 oranges, got a kombucha, had a mug of coffee, and then I have a bunch of games around me all the time.
That was just sitting in the grass. That was just sitting in the grass next to the mug of coffee. When you say games, what do you mean?
I've got a deck of playing cards. They're like Sanrio or Hello Kitty branded. I've got a bunch of Magic the Gathering cards.
I forgot I also have a deck of Magic the Gathering cards. It's
Oh,
Commander
yeah.
Precon from Outlaws.
You're ready to
Oh,
play.
hell yeah.
You're ready to play.
Yeah, guys, give us a moment. We gotta
Yeah,
get
give
a
us
game
give us
ready.
like 30 minutes.
Be counting, like, can we count cards that we have by us? Because I have very useful gold shiny fake Pokemon.
Yes.
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 I have no
We
cards.
all brought our collectible card games.
I didn't
All I'm saying, that's the most important thing to bring on an adventure, some way to entertain
will-
yourself.
Oh my god, I hope this is Yu-Gi-Oh world.
Yeah, I will share with you that no one in the history of me ever running these games, and we're talking 20 years of me doing this, has ever had collectible card games with them. So you learn something new every day. Anyway, Yang, anything else you want to comment about in terms of your stuff?
Hand sanitizer. We gotta stay clean. And a pair of sunglasses right here. And I think that that's it.
Do you have a bag of some sort?
I do not.
All right,
You can
so
use
what
mine
might-
if you need to.
What might become apparent to all of you is that there are 4 of you and 3 carrying devices of some kind or another. And you'll probably also look down at Caleb and Christian and discover that they also don't have shoes.
You don't need shoes when you're in the mud.
That's the greatest line before you get athlete's foot. So
Well, I don't think that God can cure my athlete's foot, so whatever I'm gonna get, I'm gonna get.
all right,
Well, I
that's
think
how
it's-
you're gonna get athlete's foot.
Oh, wait, I also have I found nicotine in my bag. So
Oh.
if we ever need it, it's pretty good for
Just in
medical
case
purposes.
anyone has those concerns. So
Well,
you're
it's
doing
good. It's
your
like for
inventory.
medicine.
you're talking amongst yourselves. Could you roll another 27 die?
Ooh. 2.
Okay, so Yang, you have a 2. Christian?
1.
A 1. Yeah, wow, you're training these dice,
No,
everyone.
no.
You're training these dice. Okay, Caleb?
4.
4. Okay, we have yet to crack 5. Banzai, what have you got for us?
13.
Oh, we got excited for a second there. All right. So Banzai does not pick up on this right away. And you will, however, Banzai, pick up on the fact that the lads have picked up on something because they all kind of go quiet for a second while they're listening. You hear in the distance, and it is in the distance, so it's not right nearby, but it's creepy as heck. Humming. That's, I guess, how I could best describe it. Is just sort of like an eerie, distant, high-pitched humming. No words, just sort of like musical humming. No discernible tune with which you are familiar. That's coming from the woods.
Is it coming from the direction near the river?
Roll a 20-sided die.
What do
That is a 10.
Yeah, it is kind of coming from that direction. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn to them and be like, "Hey, do you guys hear the music? It's
No.
yeah, no, okay.
It's
Listen
like
a little
a
bit
soft
harder.
humming, right?
Yeah, like a soft humming. It seems to be coming by the water, and like I said earlier, where there's water normally, there's some sort of civilization, and if there's sounds, if there's music, there's life. There has to be something there. Maybe we can go see what it is, and maybe I know that look you're giving me. We're not dying first this time. Look, I see Christian. I see the look. If we can just like be careful about it and be smart about it, let's see if we can take a look at whatever's making this noise before whatever it is sees us.
Hunt the hunters. I like it.
Yeah.
Not
I've
to
got a
sound
couple
big.
comments. Yeah, I got a couple comments. Banzai, you now hear it, right? Like they
Okay.
pointed it out and you strain your ear like, oh yeah, okay, I can kind of hear that. Secondly, there was a line there that I've now lost track of, which was priceless. It was my second favorite line after "That's how you get athlete's foot"
We're
of the
not dying
evening.
first
I
this
think
time.
where there's music, there's life. I think was the line. And the last thing is this kind of humming. It's like like in the horror movie where there's this creepy 5-year-old girl and she's like kind of like humming. It's kind of like that kind of humming more than like whistle while we work. Kind of like a humming. So I mean, I don't know. Some people might be drawn to that. Other people, I don't know, might be your job. I mean, it's kind of on you. How you want to handle that?
Christian has hiked up his backpack. He has picked up his briefcase. And I am walking in the opposite direction of the humming.
I'm gonna go. Christian, you can't leave so soon.
Yeah.
We at least gotta see what it is, because that's the
also,
only.
Can we just agree, like, rule number 1 is, like, let's not split up. We've seen what happens to people in the movies, so, like, let's stay together, please.
I don't know. If you guys got people going towards the humming, I might be safer off climbing a tree and trying to figure this thing out myself, Yang-Yang.
Is it reasonable to know that we are not, on Earth, or is this just like another forest and we could be in, I don't know, Michigan or something?
That moon's not right.
Yeah, it's either they
Okay.
fake the moon or
What's wrong with the moon? It's just a moon.
You see the glittering star stuff next to it?
Those are called stars.
There's clouds. There's clouds literally right now. So I don't see any moon. I didn't see a moon. I stopped the rain for a second. Y'all kept saying stuff. I stopped praying. The rain came back. So
That
at this
was because
point,
we were in the eye of the storm.
yeah. Okay.
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 You know what, Christian? You're gonna go without us regardless, and we already set
No.
rule 0 of not splitting up. So let's go with you, and we'll see. We'll figure it out.
We got water.
Let's all climb a tree
All
together.
of us got water.
I don't. I have energy drinks.
I got
That's
half
the
a liter
opposite.
for you. I got half a liter for you, Caleb. I promise.
If you
I
guys
am
can stomach kombucha,
fairly-
I've got some to share.
My stomach will come out if I drink that. I don't think you want that.
And I'm fairly confident that energy drinks are what plants crave. So I think
Yeah.
we're probably all set. Okay.
See, it makes them grow faster.
Okay. So it seems as though Christian has decided that you're going that way. Is that a fair assessment? Okay.
I have
So-
decided.
It
And-
doesn't take long for you to close the 50 or so feet to the edge of the clearing. So you'll do that. As you go towards the edge of the clearing that is in the opposite direction from the rushing water sound and the humming, you'll notice that there's kind of like, I don't know if that's like a game trail or just sort of like, but the trees are just a little less intense in that general direction, almost like there's a path that way. That's kind of weird that it just sort of worked out. The trees are kind of strange though. They're pine trees, but they've got bright blue needles. Yeah, you've never seen a pine tree with a bright blue needle before. Weird moon, weird trees. You're at the edge of the clearing though.
Any botanist among us?
I know only thing I know about pine trees, they're evergreen and those are blue. So not the tree I'm looking for.
The ever blue trees. Ever blue trees. Okay. Somebody put food coloring in the trees. They're just trying to mess with us. I assume this is the right direction. We have a pathway.
Can I understand we're at the edge of the clearing, and I assume that we're walking deeper in, right, gang?
Yes, through this
Can I-
footpath.
Okay, can I turn around and look behind us to see if I can spot whatever was whistling? I'm just trying to keep an eye on the clearing because nobody's watching our
Absolutely
back.
can. Yeah, you absolutely can do that. Why don't you roll 20 set attack? Have you guys got some
Alrighty.
sort of a marching order in mind for how you want to proceed?
That is a 3.
Okay, cool. I'll get to you in just 1 second. Marching order, or we're just sort of following Christian in a loose knot? Maybe with
I'm at the
Caleb
back.
the back.
I'm at the back of the line. I think Christian would be at the front.
I'd be at the
Mhm.
front, and quite frankly, I honestly would probably hand Yang-Yang my backpack and hand Banzai the briefcase.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah,
I'm
I
being
think-
like honest about it.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you
I
need
think-
help carrying things.
Yeah, and maybe I'm walking next to Banzai, admiring her gold Pokemon cards, and then trying to convince her to lock up all of our collectible card games in the briefcase, because that is exactly where they belong.
That is
All
true.
right. Yeah,
that is
but
the only
the-
way to keep them safe.
Precious cargo.
Yeah, pressure. All right, I'll put these in. Well, I assume that we just put things in there like as we escape the creepy water child thing, in that direction.
That's a fair assumption. Okay, so back to the creepy water child thing. Christian, you're sort of walking now into this pathway, cautiously moving into the woods. It's definitely a disused pathway, so it's maybe like a game trail or something. The clearing had like a meadow-like feel to it, but you're stepping now into a forest, so there's less undergrowth, which gives you a little bit easier walking, but it also kind of blocks the moonlight that you've got. So it's a little dark in here. It would be delightful if somebody had something that would light up, but nobody seems to have one of those at the moment. So you're taking a few steps in there. Banzai and Yang-Yang, you're taking a few steps cautiously behind Christian, maybe 5 feet or so behind him, right? Like you're not trying to give him too much, or maybe you're giving him like 20 feet just in case there's something in there that's gonna.
No,
Okay.
I feel like we
Alright.
would stay clumped together, and then
Mhm.
Christian, I don't know how big your foot is, but I offer you one of my slippers, so at least you have like something you can.
Yo,
Like, They're not
fine.
like really. They're like I have an 8 foot.
I would say thank you, but I am much faster with no shoes on or socks on, unless I'm like have actual running shoes. I appreciate it though. I really
Alright.
do. Keep your
Kindness counts.
Like,
Kindness counts.
Caleb, also, I guess I give you. I could go with one shoe if it helps somebody like kind of.
Caleb is
You're
a
right.
very
I think
large
you're
man.
I think you're on mute. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So Caleb,
Caleb, you're muted, I think.
you're muted, I think.
Yeah.
My bad.
You were contemplating all of that, but you're only half listening to the folks in front of you. In fact, you stopped moving for a second because you were trying to determine what was going on behind you, and you're straining with your senses to pick up something. And you'll notice something. The humming has stopped.
Has all of the other sound of wildlife around us stopped? What is the sound of nature like?
You
Are there
can
birds?
hear things in the distance. It's not so much birds as it is insects, really, but humming has stopped. Nobody else really probably has noticed that because they're sort of facing forward. And you were like, I'm going to see what I can recall about what's behind it.
I'm just gonna go, hey, so not to alarm anyone, but do you guys notice the humming stopped the moment we walked into the trees?
That's very alarming.
Almost like we were being pushed into the tree line with this off-beaten path that just so happened to be here when we're stranded in the middle of nowhere, having our organs potentially harvested after we're hunted. You see a game trail and you decide to follow it.
You're not helping, okay? Okay.
I think I am. I would like to think so.
Has that
Shut
caused you to
up.
stop your forward momentum, Christian, or are you feeling confident that going that way is still the right move?
No,
This is why we
Caleb
died
is
first.
my friend,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
he has said some good things here, and I'm going to stop, and I'm going to look at the nearest tree.
Mhm.
How tall are these trees?
Oh wow, these trees are 60 to 80 feet tall. These are pretty big trees.
I'm going to.
How low is the nearest branch?
That's probably only about 20 feet off the ground.
20 feet off the ground. Okay, so I'm gonna take my blanket out, sling it all the way around the tree, and I'm going to climb up to the nearest branch, and then I'm going to start climbing to see what is ahead of us, behind us, and around
process. So that's a process which you will begin.
Yes,
it
that's what I will do.
appears, everyone, as though Christian has decided to use that tree for scouting purposes. What are you all doing while he's doing that?
I'm gonna give our short king a boost here and help him like up a little bit so he doesn't have as high to go.
Okay, so now it's a Christian and Caleb operation. They're together in this project of Climb Tree Scout. Yang-Yang and Banzai, what are the two of you doing?
Is there like a rock on the ground near me at all?
I mean, you can look for rocks. Would you like to look for rocks?
I'd like to look kind of for rocks, but also just keeping my eye around. So it's like, hey, not to like, no, I'm kind of feeling for rocks, but also looking around to make sure like the singing stopped. That means something's going to come for us. I'm pretty sure. So rock is really reliable. Okay.
I could give you this.
Rock solid. Rock solid.
Ooh, you have a lock?
Yeah, I could drop the lock.
You're busy climbing a tree right now. You're busy doing that. So Yang-Yang?
Like Banzai, my first thought was to look for a long stick because I want to not go near this thing, but I want to poke at it from a distance and maybe hide. Like if there's something near the tree that I could get behind, that'll obscure me.
So you're all doing the things that you are doing. Making some progress up that tree. You're, a good 8 feet now, trying to shimmy up there. You're just getting the last bit of support. Caleb, Banzai, you have found a stone. Roll a 20-sided die and we'll see how big that stone is. Hi, you want this done.
Oh, I
What? You have found a very small stone. It's the size of your standard D20. But it's stone. It's very stony, the stone that you have.
Stone, dang it.
And Yang-Yang, roll 20-sided die. How big is the stick you discovered?
6.
All right, so but it's solid.
Oh my god, we're so bad at fighting weapons.
We are.
Oh, it's unfortunate. So you're doing that, and then all of a sudden, right? There's a high-pitched buzzing noise, and something just flies through the trees near you. Could you roll 20-sided? This is a chance to spot it. Again, you want to roll.
Now we want to roll. Ah!
Is that an indication you didn't roll low, Banzai?
I got 15.
Okay, 15. Yeah. Caleb?
7.
7. Oh, sorry, Caleb. You're on mute again. 10.
Oh, Sticky's. There you go.
9.
Oh, what?
9.
There we go.
Okay, 9. 7 for Yang-Yang and Christian.
A natural 20.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're just really focused on this tree right now. It's important to maintain contact with the tree. You don't want to look around too much. That was startling. You don't want to lose your grip on the tree. Yang-Yang and Caleb, you'll get a glimpse of these things as they move through the night sky. There's 3 of them. They just buzzed by you at about 20 feet height, and they're doing these loping swing arounds. I think there's an image that might have just arrived that's going to go up on screen for people. It's got wings. Do you see it? It's about 2.5, 3 feet in length with a long proboscis at the front end of it. Looks pointy and dangerous. Definitely sort of insectoid, maybe a mix between some kind of an insect and a bat. Did you see it?
The death mosquito.
It's like a Florida mosquito.
The Alaskan state bird right there.
Even bigger than a Florida mosquito. So, what do you want to do as an immediate response to spotting those of you who did these things buzz 20 feet over your heads and disappear into the tree?
I'm gonna. You said I'm at like the very tail end of pushing Christian up, right? Okay.
He seems to want to come back down. He seems to want to come back.
Yeah, I'm still holding him up, and I'm like, and I wait a second, and did Christian see it? I don't know if he did.
He didn't.
No,
he didn't.
So
Yeah.
I keep pushing him up, and I go, "Hey, bud, something just passed overhead," and I'm gonna rummage through my backpack, and I happen to have just a length of cord. It's like for a phone or like laptop, tablet thing, and I'm just gonna get that. I'm gonna be like, I don't know what it is, but if I can swat it, maybe I can hit a wing. It'll fall.
Anything is possible. Okay. So.
Wait, did you say that out loud?
Yeah, I did say that out loud.
Okay, if I can swat it, maybe. Okay, so Banzai, you and your stone. What do the two of you want to do?
I'm gonna be like, what'd you see? What? I didn't see anything.
Someone want to describe? I think it's something about an Alaska mosquito.
Yeah, I think we both just yelled out what we said. Like, he goes, "It's the Alaska state bird," and I go, "It's a mosquito."
Whatever it is, it's the size of a hawk with the proboscis of a mosquito.
All right. Hearing that, I will start to descend the tree. As
Okay. So Banzai,
my pebble's not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna grab my jacket and then start like olaying, I guess.
Okay. Ready.
Yes.
So that if it comes within range, you're gonna give it a little swat to get it away from you.
Yes.
Okay. That seems reasonable. I'll come to you last, Christian, because you're the highest in the air. Yang-Yang, what are you doing?
Yeah, so after we yell out about it, I'm gonna back up into a tree, put my back against it, and then dual wield my stick and my coffee mug and just try to swat at them.
Is your coffee mug in your on or off hand? Or are you ambidextrous? Okay.
I'm semi-ambidextrous.
All right, but no distortion. This is more of like okay, we're gonna use the left hand for the coffee mug, right hand for the stick. Got it. Are you backing up to the same tree Christian's in, or a different tree?
Ooh, I would try to get to the same tree if it's close by.
It is. You are all kind of close together. Okay, so now Christian, you're the highest up. Did you want to get out of that tree real quick or something?
Oh yeah, how high up am I?
Oh, just about 8 feet at this point. Maybe like, so 8 feet plus you, so 13, 14 feet. Your head.
Okay, I'll probably hop it.
Okay, so just jump down.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you could roll a 20-sided die for me, you want to roll low. This is based on your dexterity.
An 18.
Ooh. So you'll come down kind of hard. And ouch, that was my left ankle. I didn't like that. That hurt my left ankle. You've taken damage. I'm not going to tell you how much yet. Yeah, you don't need to know that. But you did ouch yourself up and down from that tree. And so you'll, for a moment, when somebody hurts themselves, the first thing they do is go down and try to rub it and see to make sure that they didn't really seriously hurt themselves. You'll all kind of catch that. He came down a bit abruptly, and it's dark in the woods. You've readied your various gear, and you'll notice that those 3 things will buzz by again. 2 of them keep going back in the direction from whence they came, and the 3rd one dives down at you all. This is where I ask you all how tall you are. So how tall are all of you? Banzai, we'll start with you.
I'm a strapping 5'1".
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. Yang-Yang?
5'10".
5'10". Christian?
5'7".
All right, and lower, in fact, because ouch, you're down.
Probably 5'3".
And Caleb?
6'1".
Oh yeah. See, I knew the answer to that question for both Caleb and Christian, so it was really just kind of like, can somebody beat 6'1"? It's coming straight at you. Caleb.
I'm swinging this cord as much as I can. I'm
Well,
out here like
welcome-
Indiana Jones cracking his whip.
So welcome to combat in 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons. What we're doing is rolling initiative. The way initiative works in 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons is you roll a d10. You're going to add something to it, but you don't need to keep track of what you're adding to it. I'll kind of keep track of what you're adding to it. And then it goes in order from lowest to highest. And you do this every round. This is round 1. So I'm going to roll initiative. I'm not going to tell you what the number is quite yet, so I don't depress you or thrill you. And if you could all just roll your d10s and then let me know what you got. We'll start with you, Christian. What do you got?
I got a 9.
Okay, 9. That's a high number. Caleb?
Got an 8.
Okay, also high on a d10. Yang-Yang?
1.
That's a good low number. And Banzai?
6.
All right, so somewhere in the middle. All right, so it is diving with its focus squarely on Caleb. It is moving far faster than you thought. Maybe it's a combination of the fact that it's small and it tucked its wings in. It looks like it's trying to grab you, maybe stab you with that proboscis at the end of it. Ooh, and that thing's as long as a dagger. Doesn't look like that would be pleasant at all. So you're trying to cock your hand back to swing, but it's just going to get to you first. But Yang-Yang, if you wanted to, dual wielding your items, you could try to step up and take a swing at this thing as it's paying attention to Caleb. Would you like to do that?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay, the battle is joined. If you could roll on-hand stick, off-hand coffee cup for me, that would be delightful. D20s, please. High is what you're looking for here.
Main hand 10, offhand 1.
Oof. Okay. Welcome to one of the things about 2nd edition that I use in my game, and that's open-ended 20s and open-ended 1s. If you roll a 1 or a 20, you keep rolling to see if you roll more. It gets better or worse, depending. Could you roll that 1 again, please?
18.
All right, that's good, because the first thing that you probably would have done was throw that coffee cup across the clearing with the second one. Had you rolled a third, you would have clunked Caleb with the coffee cup instead of the monster. All right, so, but you didn't do any of those things. Your 10 came close. You swung at the thing, you just missed it, but not close enough. And it dives in, claws and whatchamabob leading on Caleb. So I'm going to roll, Caleb. Your AC is not particularly high at the moment. I'll give you that as a spoiler. And this creature is pretty good at diving at people, so it will actually hit you. So basically it lands on you with its little claw. Now sitting on your chest. It's the size of your entire chest, and it's whipping this needle-sharp proboscis around, trying to jab you with it. That's not pleasant at all. You can feel its claws digging into you. That's not good. Okay, so that's its action. That's Yang-Yang's action. Banzai.
I'm going to seeing that it's on Caleb. I'm just gonna ha! You know how from the back, kind of I guess waterlogging it from my wet jacket. Doing that motion.
Your first attack is to waterlog the creature. I love it.
Well, it's just pull it kind of opposite, ha!
Let's see what happens. Roll a d20 for me. Again, you're looking for high.
Oh god. Hey, I got a 16.
All right, that's actually not bad. So this is what I like to refer to as a good news, bad news situation. The good news is you've managed to get your sweater wrapped around this thing. The bad news is, remember how I mentioned it had these little tiny claws? Those little tiny claws are dug in to Caleb's clothes. And so now you're in a tugging match with this thing that's still whipping that needle-sharp proboscis around. Okay. And then I think we have Caleb and then Christian. I think that's the way it worked out. Caleb, okay, so this thing's on you. Banzai's trying to help.
Okay.
That proboscis is whipping around. You got something?
Yeah, I'm just gonna reach out with one of my hands with my main hand. I'm gonna try to grab the proboscis. And I'm gonna try to I know it's on my clothes. I don't care if my shirt gets ripped. I'm gonna try to just slam it at the floor if I can get it off me.
That's a reasonable thing to do under the circumstances. Could you roll a 20-sided die?
Yep. That is a 17.
All right. So great news. You've grabbed the tip of the thing. Again, this is one of those good news, bad news situations. Good news, you grab the tip of the thing. Bad news, the tip of the thing is kind of sharp. You didn't expect it to be sharp along the length. You just expected it to be sharp at the edge, but it's kind of sharp. And you'll feel like the warmth of your own blood. You are also injured. I'm not going to go into how much. Slickening your hand as you're attempting to grip onto this thing. It's cutting you. Do you still want to try and apply?
Yes, I do. I hear David Goggins in the back of my mind saying, like, who's going to carry the boats? And I just clamp down even harder.
All right.
Because
So
if this thing gets away, it's attacking somebody else.
Could you do me a favor and roll a 20 sided die? This is a strength check. You again want to roll love.
That is a 6.
All right. So that's a good news situation. That you'll pull this thing with your might, wrench its head around, and you're just trying to tear it off you. The combination of you pulling, Banzai pulling, and just trying to jam this thing off will have the effect of tearing it off you. And Banzai, now it's kind of under your control. Do you just kind of want to swing it around and away, or do you want to do something else with it? Wrap it up in the sweater? What are you trying to do?
Since I still have a turn, it's in this, so I'm just gonna go bam, bam, bam. If it's stuck in the sweater, it's got motion. I'm just doing what you would do if something's caught in your sweater.
I'm letting go when she starts to throw it down. I need my fingers.
Yeah.
It'll
So
help.
again, in that good news, bad news. So good news, you got it off it. Bad news, as you pointed out, I don't care if it tears my clothing. Like, I understand this thing has got its little claws in me. Its little claws are a little bit more persistent and persnickety than you'd think. So they're not just tearing your clothes, they're tearing at you. There are 6 of these things. So you can feel them start to pull off you, and the agony of them being pulled out of your flesh as this thing is ripped away from you. Again, sort of hot blood. And after the first 2 come off, a really weird thing happens. Yeah, weirder than the things that are happening before it. You'll feel a sudden rush of warmth and a surge of light, and a blue silver radiance will burst forth from right above your heart on your chest. And you'll see sort of like a glowing image about the size of a human fist that's glowing through your torn clothing. So that's what just happened. And some portion of it burst out into light, in this silvery blue light, at a higher rate than the overall thing. And you'll feel the wounds all across your body close. Well, that was interesting. Those people standing right next to Caleb just saw that. Okay. And now, Christian, it's you.
Okay. So, okay. Is the bug still alive?
Yeah. It does not want to be in that thing. It is struggling against Banzai, trying to maintain some control over it.
Stomp it out.
So I have no shoes. I take I take my backpack and put it on my belly. So reverse the thing, so I have a little bit of a like chest protection. I take my whatever this is a piece of some of my workout equipment, and I begin to beat it as hard as I can while Banzai is also doing it. This is metal and very sturdy. This is the piece to like the part where you like work out your abs. I am beating this thing with as much fury as I can.
So is it safe to say that you will all in this next round pull kind of a Office Space Attack on the Copier Machine situation with this thing?
We will curb stomp this thing as hard as we can.
Yep.
So you will do that. The great news is, Banzai, you've got it wrapped up. So it can't fight back. So it's kind of helpless at this particular moment. The bad news is, I mean, that was your sweater. Oh, that's unfortunate because it's covered in all kinds of bloody bug guts, and you're not going to want that back. The good news is, it seems to stop moving except for the twitching. Oh, remember, the bad news is the 2 of them went away. Okay,
There's one
so
more.
This thing is fading,
Hmm.
but you can get a look at it before the light
Yeah.
sort of cuts out if you want.
Yeah. I wanna look at it and see what I don't have. Like, I have tattoos on like my arm and stuff, but none on my chest. So this is kind of to me in my head. So I've read a lot of isekai novels and the like, and I immediately go, oh no. I was like, I don't remember a truck hitting me. I don't remember trying to save some girl at a crosswalk. I remember sitting down. I'm here, and now I have powers. I really want to see what this is.
All right, so the other three of you are really focused on beating the guts out of this flying monster. So you're really not going to get as close a look as Caleb does at what's going on here before the sort of light fades from it, right? Okay, so Caleb, my technical wizard is going to send you a picture of this thing, but I'm going to describe it to you, and that's really sort of the important thing. It's 3 images, roughly in a sort of triangle, right? 2 hands sort of facing away from each other, and a skull above the 2 hands. Like I said, it's sort of glowing with a little bit of a silvery radiance that's fading. As you can see it, when it stops glowing, it's invisible. Like it just disappears into your chest. The right hand looks like it's like gauntleted. So a gauntleted hand, like palm up, thumb out. The left hand, palm up, thumb out, is not gauntleted. It's a bare hand, but the first finger has what looks like a stylistic flame coming from it. Okay, it's the 2 hands. Okay. And then there's this skull, sort of like a smiling skull with a sunburst around the smiling skull. All 3 of them are in the same colors, and they'll just fade out as you're, done looking at them. It looked like one of the fingers, the little finger on the gauntleted hand, was the sort of source of the extra glowingness that, like I said, fades away as well. So your companion beat this thing to death over the next 2 rounds as you take a look at that and it fades. Mm-hmm. You'll all hear the humming in the distance again. It's louder than you heard it before. That's probably more than 3 of them.
As we hear this, 2 things. One, I kind of mumble to myself. I'm like, status, inventory, like something, like, because I don't know where we are. I don't know this is like D&D. I'm just like, I know I'm gone. I know I just got healed. I'm trying every trope in the book. I'm like, short up, come on, like, and I'm just kind of disappointed. The humming starts, and I go,
you're trying to bring up the player menu. I understand that.
Trying to do something.
It's not coming up.
Like,
it's not coming
call
up.
Customer support. It's not working. And I hear them coming, and I look around and I see the jacket, and I go, we need to go. And do any of you know if mosquitoes hunt with pheromones? Because if so, we got to leave that jacket.
I have no clue.
That's not. I don't even know if the rules work like that here. And so as I'm saying that, I'm wrapping around this tie that was inside my briefcase, around my ankle. I have a lot of things. But yeah, I wrapped that around my legs.
Yeah, I offer you my stick to help be like a splint.
Oh, is your ankle still messed up?
I would assume so. It just happened, man.
Just a little sore. You didn't sprain it or break it or anything, but it did hurt.
Oh.
Okay.
I just took some fall damage. We're good, guys. Okay.
This game had fall damage.
All right, but yeah, if the jacket, I don't know if they are attracted to scent, or maybe it'll mask us because it's the scent. I don't know.
So
your call. Take it if you want. I don't have to wear it.
I'm gonna give.
Blood is purplish green, and it stinks. It just stinks.
Is the proboscis rigid?
It is. It is rigid. Yes.
Can I go to
break it off?
Yeah, I want to go through and I want to grab it by the base of its neck and just yank it. And I'm going to try to use the head kind of like as a hilt almost. So that way the proboscis stays attached. And I'm going to keep that on me.
What is your problem? Oh!
Did you not see me just almost lose my hand to this?
Oh my!
Yeah, wait.
Oh, you just go full like ape when you what is this?
I almost died.
Seems
you did not almost die until you have a mosquito that's the size of a house cat on your chest. ripping into into your being, you can
What?
judge me. But for now, we need to go.
Where's so the stinger portion of it? I want to try and break off the stinger.
Yeah, he's
that is
doing
the
a.
proboscis.
He's doing
Oh,
a
that's the
claw
proboscis.
hand, but
Got you.
That's what he's trying to make out of this thing.
Yeah,
I got you.
20-sided die. Let's see if you can MacGyver this situation. You want to roll low.
All
I
right,
don't,
let's see what
I
I
don't even
got.
know what this is, but you want to roll low. It's a
Okay,
skill
this is
test sometimes.
this is a 6.
Okay. You have made the most gruesome, stinky hand fist thing that anyone has ever seen here, I hope. But you have it with you. And you've splinted up your leg or ankle, which again feels better having it there. You can hear that humming. Did you want to, I don't know, move with some speed or just sort of pluck carefully through the forest? Like what's sort of the plan for leave this area?
We need to go. Those mosquitoes are fast, they're small, and they hurt. And I don't want to be here.
We also need to find cover from the oncoming typhoon or tornado. So maybe we kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
As all this is happening, I kind of feel like I should mention, after, like, you saw that thing tear into me, right? But while you guys were, beating down the mosquito, I started to glow, like this weird purpley blue light, and I'm like poking through the holes in my shirt, and I'm like,
We will examine this later.
Yeah.
We will examine this later.
All
I
right.
like your energy.
Banzai takes off at a jog.
Let's go.
Darn, it would be convenient if you could see better. If you could see better, you could run better. I wonder if there's something that can be done about that. But you're off at a jog at this particular moment. Banzai is now leading. Anyone deliberately in the back, or is it just sort of like Banzai, then 5 feet behind? Okay, so Caleb in the rear, Banzai in the front, Yang-Yang and Christian kind of side by side, moving. And you're moving with speed. You're moving with purpose. Speed and purpose. You can definitely hear that humming going further into the distance. But you don't think that's because you're leaving it entirely behind. You think that's because you're, outpacing it for the moment. Whatever's going on, maybe it stopped to check in on its companion. Hard to say. You gonna just keep going for a while? Is going for a while kind of the plan?
Yes.
Let's find water.
Unless you guys stop me, I've watched a lot of horror movies. You just choose a direction and you go.
I am looking as much as I can for any type of anything that resembles mountain, any type of cave, anything that has any type of cover as we run, even if it's thick canopy.
Right.
Yeah. I'd like to look for any distant lights, like if there's any sort of fire or anything else like that that seems more artificial.
I want to listen to the river, see if maybe there's wherever that river I initially heard.
Okay, and Banzai, everyone's got a submission. Have you got a submission, or just move is your mission?
Well, since I'm in the front, I'm also trying not to run into trees. I have the pep, 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 the batting motion.
What about a 20-sided die for you? Why you're not?
I got a 9.
Okay, so you're doing this to try to avoid running into trees. It's working until it's not. Right, you're going for maybe 7 minutes or something like that, which at your jog, your guess as to how far you've gone, but a reasonable distance in 7 minutes at a jog, and you're just you bounce off of one that you just didn't get in time, right?
Oh.
When you do that, ouch, your chest, again right above your heart, through your clothing, will light up with a silvery blue radiance, maybe equivalent to torchlight, and you'll be able to see this little symbol lit up over your chest. I described it earlier, so it's exactly the same for you as it is for Caleb, and it's just lit. An instant after that happens for Banzai, it'll go one after the other in order of who's closest to Banzai, and light up for each of you. That's going to help with navigation in this forest. Maybe it knows you needed the help.
God?
We're looking, Yang-Yang. God, is that you?
Seriously?
Yang-Yang, you were looking for lights, any signs of civilization. Nothing. You are in a deep old growth forest. All there is this track. Christian, you were looking for a cave, anything that you got. You're on a path in a deep old growth forest. There's just no obvious place to hide. But at least you've got some light now. Light does mean you can be seen, though. I mean, I don't know. So, do you all kind of stop for a second when you light up, or are you like, oh, this is good, we'll keep going?
I gotta take a hit of my inhaler because my asthma's acting up.
You know what? Your asthma isn't acting up.
Oh, I noticed that too.
Yeah, you would expect it to be, but anyone who's thinking, oh man, I would be winded, I would have to do X, Y, Z, you're running through the woods, you're a little tired, but you're not experiencing any of the problems that you would normally have if somebody's got, I have a pin in my knee that really that's not bugging you at all. In fact, Christian, your ankle feels better.
Oh yeah. Like, I'm running, but like little smile is yo, I feel good. I feel really good.
Yeah, same. I just little poll. How many of us have asthma? Okay.
All right, Yang, you and your good lungs.
Gosh, good for you. I bet you
could
smoke around you.
Is this what you feel? You can breathe like this every day?
Yeah.
Yeah, but normally I don't feel this athletic. I mean, damn, I hate running, but this doesn't feel painful at all.
Wait, so is that thing still
Hanging?
Are we Care Bears?
Use the Care Bear stare.
So, I mean, if that bonked on, can I rebonk my chest to turn it off? Can I experiment with that?
Do you want it to be off?
I'm kind of trying to will it to I guess hit it to turn off.
The instant you do not want it lit anymore, and you think to yourself, I do not want this lit anymore, it goes completely dark.
For all of us?
For her.
Yo, Banzai, you good?
You good?
Yeah, hold on. Can I think it really hard to be on but kind of focused?
Sort of forward?
Forward? Yeah.
Okay. Then that's the effect that you will get. It's casting a beam of about 10 feet in that general direction. Light, almost like moonlight, silvery glow.
Oh.
Yo, we can control it with our mind.
What? And then the moment she says that, I'm gonna do, how? What do you mean?
Just really think of it. Can I change the light to red?
Okay, so I just want to be clear on what you're about to do. You are going to experiment with your own flesh and this horrid creature in an attempt to cut your hand open in order to do something with it. You want to use it?
Well, actually, before you do the palm, I say, can you do, because you need to hold a lot of things. People always do that in sacrifices. You don't want to cut your palm. Can you just do the back of your forearm here if I see you trying to do that?
Yeah. If you say that, I'll slice back, a small
not
wound.
the front, because that's artery.
Yeah. It's gonna be probably right here maybe.
Yeah.
Why don't you do your shoulder?
Because
there's not a lot of veins,
Because
where you go a little too deep.
What if I tear my leg?
Do this in the open?
Mosquitoes are after us.
Well, the thing is, I can keep doing this when I'm running, but I would much rather, I'm the only one that saw me get healed by the light, because you guys were curb stomping this mosquito.
True. Yeah.
So that's why I'm I want to see if this works, because my first thought is,
come on.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna,
I'm
slice my forearm, I'm gonna just think really hard about it, fix it.
Okay, we've debated the best approach to doing that, which is great. Are we moving or stopping? I'm kind
moving.
of down here.
I can cut myself and move.
Okay, that's great to know. That's another great quote. That's probably our third great quote of the night. I can cut myself and move. Okay, cool. So, all right, you're doing that as you're moving. Christian, you wanted to add something?
I was going to say, before we start moving this way, if we've determined that the bugs are the humming, do we want to just cut right a little bit into out of the clearing and then go back towards the water, or
I don't think the bugs are the humming. The bugs have their own. The humming is different because previously, the humming was there. The bugs came. He said that we heard the fluttering of the wings and bug noises, not humming when we got attacked. So there's probably some grudge-like girl
No, we
behind
good.
us, stalking
We go
us.
keep running. Run away from the water. I like. Yeah.
Okay, so who's in the lead now?
Still Banzai.
Still
I believe.
Banzai, yeah.
I'll
Okay,
still be
great.
in the lead. I guess
enough.
since it's mind theater, can I make myself feel warm? I'm gonna think warm thoughts. Do I feel warmer?
Okay, I'm gonna think warm thoughts. It's already in the 70s, so you're not really cold, except for the fact that you're wet to the skin from the rain.
Okay.
Not really. No change in appreciable temperature. Okay, so you're moving along. Caleb, you have succeeded in drawing a line of blood along your arm from that proboscis. Ouch. Ouch.
Yeah, it
And
hurts. I'm
now?
just, and then
You
I
hear
feel like the
yourself?
hot ceiling, and I'm gonna think very hard. I'm gonna think healthy thoughts. I'm gonna be like my flesh knitting back together.
You're thinking healthy thoughts. The healthy thoughts don't seem to be appreciably changing the situation on your arm very much, though. Banzai, you're in the front. Can you roll a 20-sided die for me?
While she's
Yes,
doing
I
that,
can.
I'll just call out to them. The light healed me earlier. I
One.
don't know if it was one and done. It didn't heal me this time, and I just kind of like wrap my arm.
Yeah,
with,
sure, buddy.
my sleeve.
Offer you some hand sanitizer to
Ooh,
disinfect
Yeah,
it.
I'll dump some hand sanitizer.
I got some in my bag too. You need.
Here's how this is going to play out. The three of you are going to kind of slow for a moment to hand sanitize and sterilize this particular wound. While Banzai's moving forward, Banzai, you will spot something in the path ahead of you that will cause you to stop so you don't step on it. And then an instant later, you will realize that you are looking at a body face down in the mud. That is a man dressed in armor, leather armor, maybe. But he's face down in the mud. That's probably not good. He's probably not sleeping in the mud right there. He's about 10 feet away from you.
Guys, there is a body.
Run up, and I'm
Alright.
gonna go my light. I'm gonna make it shine on the body 10 feet ahead. I'm gonna have my stick. Well, you said it has armor on. He has armor on.
Yeah, I just said body. I mean, like, I can describe it, be like, hey, it's got armor. Do I still have that little pebble?
I'll let you keep it if you really want it badly enough. You can even put it in your briefcase if you want.
I'm just gonna toss it at the
At the
body.
bottom?
Yeah, like while I'm away, just be like, boonk.
Yan, use your poking stick.
Is it safe to say
Christian's
that
got
you're
it.
sort of coming up on this body in the path? All of you are now sort of coming up on this body in the path.
Yeah, but it's a random body in the middle of the path, and I'm like, trap. So I'm throwing the rock first.
Got it. That seems reasonable. Okay. Christian, do you want to wait for the rock to hit the body to go closer, or do you want to just pass as the rock is
No, I'm going to wait and look at the trees adjacent as I start to figure out what Banzai's doing and see if there's any arrows pointing at us or anybody trying to kill us. That might be. I play D&D. I know what happens in woods when there's a body just in the middle of the road.
Okay, that's fair. That's entirely fair. Could you roll a 20-sided die?
Sure. That's an 8 this
Banzai-
time.
Banzai,
I
could
need
you
to roll?
a 20-sided die for me for throwing your pebble.
16. I'm really bad at this.
The 16 is good because you're throwing a pebble.
Oh.
That's a 2-hit roll, which is high. So you're actually pretty good at this. You're good at throwing pebbles at bodies. Christian, you spot no hidden ambushers lurking in the forest around you. So either they're good ambushers or you just didn't spot them. And Banzai, you did a pretty good job of bouncing that off the head of the figure on the ground. Didn't even twitch. Did not.
I'm really good at hitting dead bodies, I guess. I don't know.
I'm a poker with the proboscis.
Christian, you're looking around. You're looking around. You'll see beyond the body, maybe 20 feet away, little clearing woods. There's more bodies in that clearing. Two more bodies in that clearing. One face up, one face down. Oh God, that last one face down near an extinguished fire.
Everybody to the side, to the edge of the clearing. Like the, I mean, not the to the out off the path.
Off the path. I go off the
Two
path.
other bodies.
Yeah.
One other body is all jacked up, and there's fire is gone. I'm gonna turn off my light.
So
Was there like a clear sign of what killed them? You know, when we just looked at the bodies, you know.
I haven't yet had a chance to CSI the situation, but there's not like a spear plunged into the body coming out of it. You'd have to get close to get a real sense of what happened.
So how do we hear the bugs? Are they closer? How, so like, since we've been slowing down and stopping.
Not hear the bugs. You've gone, you're estimating at least 30 minutes at this point. So maybe you've covered a couple of miles. Maybe, you know, fingers crossed those bugs are in the past.
What can we say?
30-minute multiple mile?
What can we
Fast.
say, bro?
We're like
That's a
Olympians.
new PR?
I didn't even
yeah.
realize that.
Usain Bolt out here.
I swear.
The light's off, but can I still kind of dimly see the first body that was closest to us?
You can dimly see the first body.
I'm gonna
the only
reach out.
person who got a really good look at the ones beyond it was Christian, because he was the one who said, "I'm scanning actively," and he spotted, "Oh boy, this looks like a bad situation." And you all kind of tucked off the road, shut your lights down, got kind of low, and you're sort of waiting. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna tell him, like, hey, I think we might have outpaced those bugs, but I mean, Banzai threw the pebble and nothing happened with his body, so I'm gonna, instead of us going closer to it, I'm gonna bring it closer to us, and I'm gonna like kind of like creep forward and like grab it a little bit by like if there's any fabric, pants, shirt, whatever, and I'm just gonna kind of like pull it off the path so it's not in the direct.
Like to close on the body. So you're going to touch the body, get close enough to touch the body to be able to put a hand on it, to pull it back in your general direction, correct?
Yeah, yes, I am.
When you do that, you'll get close enough to the body to spot some things about it, and also to get a look at the other two bodies, right? Okay. So the other two bodies, one looks like it's face up in the mud, looking at the sky, in armor, like plate mail armor. And that's the biggest of the three people in the group, right?
About how big?
Also looks over 6 feet and over 200 pounds. And just unmoving, right? Just laying there in the mud. So if he's not dead, he's doing a great job of pretending. And it is a he, right? So the body, plate mail armor, male, light skin. There's a symbol on the armor. You can't make out the symbol from here, but there's a symbol in the center of the chest on the armor. And then beyond that body is a robed figure, like a wizard or a cleric, maybe? Hard to say. Face down in the mud at the edge of the clearing. Oh my, the top of this person's head has been removed. And the dagger that was used perhaps to do that is sticking in the mud near where sort of that front removed head is. You ever have seen a dead body, Caleb?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that this would alarm you in some way, or you'd be like, I'm good at it?
I'm okay. I was pre-med, so I got to see a bunch of cadavers, move the skin off of them, like.
So it's just a little like, whoa, okay, that's more than just I got shot by goblin arrows. That's a situation going on over there.
I mean, that also explains how stone cold you were about just taking that proboscis and sticking your hand in it, using it as a weapon.
Yeah,
I got no squeamish bone in my body. If it needs to get done, it's getting done.
It's all coming together now. It's all coming together. All right, so you meanwhile will be dragging this other guy. The other guy, he's about 5'6", maybe. You know, somewhere between 5'5" and 5'7".
The guy in the cloak?
Hair, the guy face down, who you put a hand on and started dragging your way towards the rest of the group. Maybe mid-30s, wearing what looks like, I mean, you've seen armor, pictures of it, and maybe even some real armor before. Studded leather armor? It's got the little, metal studs that would make it more than just leather armor. And he's got a silver-bladed dagger tucked into one scabbard at his left-hand side, like a short sword tucked into a scabbard at his right-hand side. He's got a forest green cloak, tunic, pants, belt and soft boots. It looks like he was killed by stab wounds from the front. Didn't even get his weapons out because you can see the blood that had pooled on the ground with the mud as you're dragging him forward towards you, and his like face in the mud bouncing along. It's a little gruesome, but hey, you've got a body now. I don't know if you've been around dead bodies long enough to know how long one might be dead. Can you
Rigor
CSI
mortis
that?
question?
I don't know that, but I can tell that if it's like super like rigid, then it's probably been a while. It's probably been at least over a day. And if it's bloating, then we should probably step back because it's going to pop because of all the air.
Not rigid, not bloating.
So probably, it's fresh because the blood's still coming out the wound. That means it was probably, and I look down at the proboscis in my hand and I say, that could have been us. And I'm going to like, I look at it and I just see jackpot. Like, I have this nasty proboscis and blood all over me. Like, he has weapons, he has armor. I don't know, this guy is, what, he said 5'7" something? The guy that I'm dragging?
He's somewhere between 5'5" and 5'7".
Okay, so I look around and I go, well, I can't wear this, but I take the short sword and I'm gonna hold the short sword, and then I give Christian the dagger and I go, I know that you've done like stage fighting, but you have to hit them now.
Hey, sir, give me the sword. I literally have just did sword stuff with short sword.
So I just
you realize that with a short sword, your reach is the same as mine, right? Without one.
Take the freaking short sword. I'm putting on the clothes.
Here, and I give you a dagger and I say, this is your short sword, King.
I want to be clear. I'm almost going to use the phrase gleefully. We are gleefully looting the body of this dead gentleman. Is that a fair statement? I'm
so excited.
That is
never been happier to run into a dead body in my life.
I think I shoot a glance at Banzai Baby as this is happening, and I think about talking about like morality and whatever, but then I just sort of shrug.
I'm still putting a lookout, just because the thing, we don't know if it actually, because that slice, or I feel a little queasy. I mean, it wasn't until like the early 2000s when those videos were coming out that everybody knows what I'm talking about, if you know what I'm talking about, came out. So I kind of can reference, but I'm still a little queasy. I mean, they can look, but I'm just gonna make sure that we are not gonna get shanked from behind. So can I just roll to be like, all right, while they're like,
yeah, I'm gonna have you do that in just a second. Okay, so here's what happens. Christian, Caleb, you are gleefully going through the belongings of this dead individual. He looks like he was killed with, again, you're not CSI guys, right? But something that punched through his leather armor from the front, round about the heart, right? 2-3 stabs round about the heart, and probably a surprise because weapons were not out when that happened. And he also has a symbol sort of in his leather armor, which we'll talk about in just a second. So you'll get a glimpse of that. But while the two of you are doing this, you will get, out of nowhere, a voice in your head. When I do this, it's an indication that there is a voice in your head saying the thing that I am saying as the DM. This voice sounds like a man's voice. Hard to tell how old, not a boy, not an old man, so middle-aged man's voice. It sounds excited and chipper, sort of like upbeat. And it will say, neither of you will know that the other one is receiving this message, but each of you is receiving this message, and it is the same message. You might be able to comment on that in a moment. It will say in a chipper tone, pragmatists. I'm so glad to have pragmatists. Meanwhile, Yang-Yang, you were in your own mind thinking about the morality of the situation before shrugging that off. When you did that, you too will get a voice in your head. Man's voice sounds like a strong, stalwart, middle-aged man, if you had to guess. Um, wisdom. I appreciate wisdom. Sometimes necessity calls, but that could have been you. Respecting the dead is wise.
Can I think back? God?
I like that. Is that you? It's me, Margaret. No response back. No response back. No. You're the only one, Banzai, who isn't getting voices in your head. You're just looking around. Could you roll that 27 die?
Okie dokie. Oh, I got a 19, so I don't see anything.
That's great news. You didn't see anything, so that obviously means there's no traps. That's what you're
there's
thinking?
no traps.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Christian, Caleb, did that give you pause at all? Or are you
I immediately think that it might be, because I'm not really paying attention. I'm more focused on survival, so I think it's like Christian or Yang. I'm like, yeah, I'm pragmatic. So what? Like, we're about to die. We have to do something.
Wasn't me. Like, I'm just gonna straight up say it. Somebody, we got message out here. We're
message like D&D?
Okay, let's not pretend that there's some crazy stuff going on here, Caleb. Okay, what happened with the mood? Apparently, I can run miles in 30 minutes. So, like,
I'm saying like we've been isekai, but that doesn't mean it's Dungeons and Dragons. If it were, I'm pretty sure I'd be like a sorcerer, like a wizard. You know, I'd be slinging spells, not ripping the proboscis out of a mosquito that tried to impale me.
If you got to choose.
If I got to choose, I think I'd prefer D&D, but I also know that there's some really horrid things out there that I'd rather not come in contact with.
Yeah, if it was D&D, we'd start off at like a tavern and all have a nice drink and talk about how much we're gonna get paid.
Mysterious man in the quarter offers us a quest to go save some princess.
I don't know if you heard, I had a voice in my head talking about I'm a pragmatic dude. Was it you that was talking to me, was it?
It wasn't me.
Said that about me.
Okay, so how about you, Caleb? But wasn't you? No, okay, Banzai, were you saying, did you
I have heard
a couple
no voices? Is this world we dropped into gendered or something? Am I not gonna get a voice?
Oh my god, discrimination.
While all this is happening, I want to start stripping it of the armor, and I'm going to start handing it. I look at it, and I'm like, this is about your size, and I hand it to Christian, and I go, look, I understand. I don't know who's giving us these voices. They say pragmatic. That doesn't matter. What does matter is I almost just died. You guys didn't get attacked. You guys didn't have a 6-foot mosquito on your chest. So we should probably loot what we can from these people that came before us and got ambushed. And as I say that, I just walk out into the clearing and I start going through the other bodies. I start taking off the plate mail and everything. I'm like, we need to do something, because if we get attacked, I can't really fight. Can you? If this is D&D, can you sling spells? Can you do any of that? Because I can't.
No, but I just want to point out that these people, regardless of them having this equipment, also got killed. So let's just still be careful, even though we have all this cool stuff now.
Yeah.
So
that's smart move.
Wound was the when he got when the person that would look like me died.
Give me 1 second. So, Banzai, you were gonna say it.
Oh, I was just gonna be like, hey, I mean, if like going on Yang-Yang, what they're saying, if they have like name tags or something, we could at least like send it to their loved ones or something like that. I guess that's kind of like a consolation. I don't see anybody out and about, but just like, I don't know, booby traps everywhere. I'm just saying, be paranoid, because we are NPC levels. Okay, we are NPCs. I don't know about you guys. But I'm not even a level 1. I'm a level 0.
Speak for yourself. I'm MC right now. If this is D&D, we should be the MCs, because if we think like side characters, we get killed off. I refuse to let that happen.
I like being side characters because side characters don't get the drama. All right, side characters, we can live our lives.
They just get killed off screen.
No. See, important people, they get to the drama.
We're debating this. Yang-Yang, were you gonna?
So, like, I totally agree, and regardless of which, it seems like something is watching all of us and like judging us and sending messages into most of our heads. I'm sure you'll get one sooner or later, Banzai. Like,
what did they say to you, Yang-Yang?
They told me I'm very respectful of the dead, and that shows wisdom. It was like an older, gruff man's voice. Kind of sounded like a approving dad.
Okay. Well, that's nice and all. I think that, Christian, what did yours sound like? Mine was like a man that's maybe our age.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard for me to guess.
Is it Kris?
I
Or
know
is it
you,
Kris?
dude. Was it Kris?
Didn't sound like my voice from the times that you've heard my voice.
No, it wasn't Kris. But then again, like I'm friends with you, so I don't really guess age by voice anymore. Because you're younger than me, and
I sounded like this when I was 13. So
exactly.
Okay, so not to interrupt you, but who's looting and who's not?
still,
So if you're
I'll
looting,
still-
raise your hand. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
If
we
anyone's
gotta loot, but I'm
squeamish-
looking for name
Mhm.
tags or something to like at least give it to their loved ones or something.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, so the group will spread out, and you'll start sort of checking the bodies for useful things. I'm going to give you a description of the bodies and what you're able to deduce about what happened in the situation as you're doing that. There are 3 bodies. The one that you dragged closer to you. If you had to guess, just kind of like how that person was dressed based on like a D&D sort of a thing, you'd say maybe like a scout or a ranger. Like I said, brown hair, mid-30s, studded leather armor, silver-bladed dagger, short sword, forest green cloak, tunic, pants, belt, boots. Killed, stabbed near the chest from in front, clearly by surprise. The individual in armor, sort of in the middle of the clearing, was obviously some sort of a knight of some kind or another. Short black hair, late 20s, plate mail, with padded armor under it, no shield. The plate mail has a symbol of a dragon, like a rampant dragon. And it is like laid on, there's a treatment done to the metal that makes that symbol purple. So it's like the symbol of a purple rampant dragon. He was wearing a purple cloak, and he had a belted on longsword and 2 daggers, one in a boot and one in a sheath. He clearly had some sort of a necklace because the chain from it is still around his neck, but somebody snapped it off of him and took it. That wasn't mosquito creatures. Mosquito creatures don't do that. He had his throat cut, probably from behind, and there's no signs that there was a struggle. And then lastly, we have that's probably a wizard. About 5'9", long brown hair, mid-20s, wearing purple robes with, again, that badge, symbol of a dragon in purple with gold thread around it, a belt from which all of the pouches are missing. So maybe that was spell components and somebody bothered to steal those. Again, that's not mosquito creatures. Soft boots, one of which has an empty sheath in it. And that doesn't look like it's a sheath for a dagger. That might have been a sheath for a wand. Brown breeches and a cream tunic. There are indications that he was wearing a cloak, but that's now missing. And as mentioned, he's face down in the mud, covered in blood, and has a knife stab wound to the throat from the front. His skull was chipped open like a bowl at the top, and his brain is gone. No sign of it. His dagger in the ground next to his body is a sticky mess because it was clearly used to chip open his skull. Yes, Banzai?
Now that I see that it isn't the bug creatures, can I take another double check look around our surroundings? Because whoever murdered him is not far away. Can I?
You can do
also-
that. Yeah,
It
go
also
ahead.
looks like it's like a long murder. Like it wasn't like a short instant ambush. Like they took their time on this dude in a terrible way.
in a terrible way. Christian?
So
You got the one.
I want,
Do that.
yeah. So I have a couple of questions. So
Sure.
in terms
Understandable.
of, in terms of the body that I am putting getting this stuff, that my height, my size, the ranger-esque or scout-esque body. In terms of the shape of the wounds, I know he was stabbed in the chest. What is like
What?
the shape of the wound that it goes into? Like, does it look like it's a gash or a poke? Is it like
Your best guess is a stabbing implement.
okay, stabbing implement, and then is the shape of the
Dagger, small sword, perhaps?
okay. And then I guess I'm just going through. Let me just do it this way. I'm checking all of their wounds and the different types of weapons that might have like potentially done. So, like for instance, a rapier, for instance, has a diamond, poke so that the wound can't close, right? And so I'm looking at all of the different wounds to see how they might have happened because, in my opinion, I can even explain this as I'm going through. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, so if guy got slapped, like his throat cut, right? Like, was that probably potentially from behind? I don't know. If the dude didn't get a chance to get any of his weapons out, then he either probably knew the perpetrator or the perpetrator was very, very quick. Was it an arrow to the chest that they got pulled out afterwards? Going over to like the wizard body, like I'm examining the wrist to see if they were bound, if they were taking time with. Like those are the types of things that I'm looking for as we are looting the bodies, just to see like if we come across a traveler that happens to just be like, hi, we're willing to help you or anything like that, that's probably not the guy that I want to be looking at because he might be the guy that they quote unquote knew or something like that. So those are the things that are going through my mind.
I would say that you are CSIing this situation. And Banzai, you were trying to do the same thing. Go ahead, roll, because Banzai got 1 for me. So can you roll for me CSIing the situation, Christian?
Oh, I got a 15.
All right, so you're going to be less effective than Banzai, but great, she rolled a 1. So you guys can share your CSI tips with each other as you're going through the process. Caleb, I saw your hand.
I'd just like to mention, as like I'm looking at this, I go, so there's what appears to be a knight of some kind. We have a ranger to track everything out here to make sure they can find food, and we have a wizard. What seems to be missing from this party composition? A wizard can fulfill a cleric's role. I mean, something that attacks as like an ambush and kills. Probably the rogue, because one guy didn't have his weapons out. The other guy, this guy has his throat slit, and then the wizard, who could probably be like alert or cast magic, is now dead with his brain gone and his weapons gone. And can I look around to see if there's like any indentation in the ground for like a 4th spot of someone sleeping, and if there's more than 3 people that were here?
Why don't you roll a 20-sided die for me, since you are also CSIing the situation?
And guess what you can't do with your throat cut or
I got a 2.
A hole in your throat. You
I
can't
got a
cast
2.
All right, excellent. So you're doing it. Yang, are you the only one who's not CSIing this situation, or did you?
I'm still keeping an eye out for danger, and maybe if I find a spot of like loose soil, I want to figure out something, maybe like a big stick, so I can dig a hole and bury them later.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to tell you the results of your investigation. I really want to play that, CSI music, but it's copyrighted, so we can't. And so here's what you can sort of piece together from the situation, right? There are signs of tracks all around here. There were apparently horses, not just people, at this camp. Like it was a camp. 3 of these people had set this camp up. There's bedrolls for 3. No indication of a 4th person. So that's the question that answers that question there. But at one point in time, they had 2 horses. One of those horses was led back out of this clearing in the direction that your path is headed in. The other horse, just gone. Like there was a horse and somebody just picked a horse up and took it off into the sky. Maybe it's those aliens, right? So missing horse. The fire got extinguished or was burned out by the rain. Probably burned out by the rain. The dead humans were all killed in close combat. No missile weapons, no evidence of spell effects. Based on tracks, maybe a half a dozen or so bipedal humanoids. There are footprints about man-size that are not booted. Wait, you didn't kill these guys, did you? Probably not. It's probably not a past, future version of you that came in. Well, we'll put that thinking aside for the moment. But there's no evidence of those tracks leaving the campsite. The only tracks that leave the campsite are the horse and a set of 3-4 booted footprints. The tracks clearly lead away from here and down the trail away. And like I said, these people were clearly taken by surprise. As you're completing your CSI, the rain, which has been steady, is now picking up. We're talking storm level rain now. And you can even hear in the distance a crack of lightning. You have completed your investigation. You are thoroughly soaked. You have looted various items. I'm going to talk about what those are in a moment. But what do you want to do?
I want to equip the plate mail, if it seems like it fits me.
You're going to start slapping on plate mail.
Mm-hmm. And I do want to give thanks to the man and be like, hey, I understand you're dead, but like genuinely, thank you for providing me some protection. Be a little bit respectful about it after what Yang-Yang said.
Do you know how to put on plate mail?
No, but I know there's a bunch of straps. I know the padded like gambeson goes on underneath first, so I throw that on even though it's getting soaked. And I asked Christian, because I know that he's been in a bunch of stage production and whatnot and has familiarity with a lot of different costumes, maybe not plate mail in particular, but see if just like, hey, can you help me see if there's any like latches, buckles to make sure that I can get this on. Worst case, I take a hit for you.
Do you want to sleep it? Well, I guess while you're talking to me about that, I'm trying to be off in an area where, not off, but like off the path a little bit to see if there's any like dense collection of branches that I might could find. And I'm taking my thickest blanket and I'm trying to put it over some branches to potentially like stop the rain, to have like a tiny little tarp or something like that while it's coming down. But yeah,
and maybe try to make some kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Shelter or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to do. Yeah, bro. I mean, if you want to put that on, sure. I mean, I can help you, but I might want to might want to be dry while we're doing that, if that makes sense. Or if we're gonna sleep at all tonight.
Good idea. We're gonna be soaked either way, so we should.
So that's the two of you, Banzai and Yang-Yang. What are you doing?
Is that fire like completely out though?
Yes, it's completely out though, and you're not going to get it restarted in this weather.
No. I was just gonna see if it's like, deep down. If it had still something, I could try to. But if you say it's like out, don't worry.
So we talked about how you hadn't gotten a voice in your head yet. You do now. This sounds like an older, wizened gentleman's voice in your head. Almost a little bit of a British accent there. And it will say, I appreciate that you wish to restart this fire, but that seems highly unlikely under the circumstances. I don't think your friend's tent is really going to serve to cover you from the rain as well. I think we need to keep moving.
Whoa. Okay, wait.
What is
Y'all, did you get I have a British voice. Do you have a what voice? I got a British person.
British?
Huh. Lucky you.
But yeah, I mean, they gave me the hint that maybe we could run from the storm a little bit, because there's not good covering where we're at. And yeah, we're gonna get soaked to our bones, and there's no way for us to start a fire, and we're gonna get hypothermic if we stay exposed. Remember the rules of 3 hours without shelter, folks.
Is there any burnt wood that's in there? Even if it's covered in water, that's fine, like charcoal?
There is charcoal in there.
There is charcoal. We could probably grab the charcoal. Yeah.
Yeah, we should grab that, because that makes
good idea.
Perfect starter for like fires.
Yeah. So if there's no caves or anything that we saw, have we seen any really big trees with like root structures that have like a hole underneath that we might be able to get into?
Unfortunately, this is a pine forest, and so they haven't got that kind of root structure.
Can we see where that path leads? The one that we saw earlier before we got to the campsite? Does it go in a certain direction?
It goes that way. If you had to guess,
just follow the path
east, and it looks like it's like more established as a path, like almost like the game trail was from wherever that clearing you were at, and then these guys stopped here, but like back towards where they were going was a more established path. It's still a path in the woods, but it's a little bit more trodden. I mean, they brought a horse in here. Horses?
Did they wait? They were partially set up, right? So there's tents and stuff that we could just grab really quick and then.
Just bedrolls on the ground.
Bedrolls.
Bedrolls. No.
I say we take the bedrolls anyways.
Take the bedrolls, and
Because
then
at least we can use the filling for like Tinder or something if we can't use them.
And yeah, I guess Yang, since you're the last one, do you want to take the wizard's stuff? Because I'm too small, and from this we know they eat pretty well. Because I'm pretty sure if this was like our world, England, that would be my height. But since they're more your height, we can definitely tell they've had food around here.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think we should all be really careful about like flashing the symbol that's on these clothes, because we don't actually belong to like whatever, purple dragon order, this denotes.
Where
Yang
are
Yang.
the symbols on all of our...
Hey, Yang, can you do me a favor? Can you roll a 20-sided die for me?
Okay. 2.
What do you know about purple dragon orders?
I played a lot of D&D, read a lot of lore books. I think I know like a pretty good amount. Why?
Because you're playing yourself, so you get to use any and all information you have in your head about anything you know about the Forgotten Realms. You know anything about purple dragon? You know anything about purple dragon orders?
Yo, guys, we've all played D&D, right?
Yeah.
Oh, now we want to talk about D&D.
I think
Everybody
Caleb
be
was
like,
right.
Oh, it's so crazy.
Yeah, look at these dragons. They look familiar, right? Like they're kind of like the purple dragon order symbol, right?
What are they called? Is it like Cormyr? Something like that? Purple dragons
the Knights of Cormyr.
Yeah.
Yeah. Purple Dragon Knight.
I'm just gonna say, if they died, we are kind of I don't think it's good for us if they died. They're highly trained. They know what they were doing, and they still died they had to have died to an ambush if they are dead. So
it wasn't a struggle.
They're dead.
It wasn't can we have this conversation on the move by any chance?
Yeah, let's go.
Yep.
Can we have this conversation on the move?
All right, you will start to move.
Are we going on the path? Yes, the one that they came, like the established one, guys?
I mean, there's no real like burrows or brambles. Like maybe we could have made a shelter out of brambles, but there's no ground covers. This is like pretty sparse.
I say our best bet is following this path, because they had to have come from somewhere, a town, something, because they were pretty well equipped, right?
Yeah. Did you guys find anything on their bodies that showed why they were out here? Like, was there like a missive or something?
No notes, no backpacks, nothing that had a name or identification thing on it. The only badges you've got are the things that are on them. In answer to your question of where are they, right in the center of the plate mail for the whole world to see is the knight. Remember, he's got a cloak, so I mean, I guess one could take one's cloak and sort of conceal that a bit.
I'm going to give that cloak to Banzai.
Right above the heart, Yang on the wizard's robes is where the symbol was. And Christian, actually kind of low and on the left-hand side is where the symbol small, no more than like fist size, burned into the leather on the scout's outfit. So that's the most concealable of the three. Yang, you could probably use a dagger to pry that patch off because it is sewed on. And then the only person who would actually be wearing the symbol outwardly would be Caleb.
Yeah, I definitely do that. And if Christian doesn't actually need the stick for the splint, because like your ankle's not actually
doesn't anymore,
right?
Yeah, it doesn't anymore.
I'm gonna take that stick back and I'm gonna put it in the sheath in the boot.
Because a stick is a wand. Get it? Okay. So what I'm taking from this is we have stripped the bodies of the dead, leaving them naked or mostly naked in this clearing. We have put on their outfits to some extent. So Yang, you're mostly were you just wearing the robes? You left them with the tunic and the pants on the body, or you took everything?
Take everything. Even if I don't wear it, I'm sure it'll be useful at some point. And then I offer the dagger to Banzai, because I'm no good with bladed weapons.
All right, thank you. I will go ahead take the I don't have a belt necessarily, so I mean, I guess I could put it in the bag that I'm carrying or whatever, the briefcase or who has the briefcase? Who has the bag? I can't remember.
You were carrying the briefcase last I heard. I thought he handed it off to you, so you can stick it in there. And I also think that Caleb gave you that big cloak, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit big on me, but it's fine. I could just like folded over a little extra at the.
She sacrificed her hoodie for me. She can have the cloak.
It's a heavy wool mantle cloak. So wool gets wet, but it actually sheds water a little bit. So like you get the wet dog feel going to you, but you're actually dry on the very bottom layer, which is kind of nice.
Thank you, Caleb, for the cloak. Yeah.
Big heavy cloak. So that's how you're dressed. Caleb, you have armor on. You're thinking it looks okay. I mean, it feels like it's on, right?
Yeah. Weight's kind of evenly distributed, you know. It's not as heavy as I thought.
Sword, you know, on your left, you've got the dagger on your right. You got the dagger, basically everything that this person had, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Christian, you've taken the leather armor, you've pulled it on over your head. You've cleaned it up so that it isn't as obvious that it was stabbed near the heart. You've put the person's green cloak on. You've put the clothes on under the green cloak. Boots on. So now you all have boots. They're not super perfectly your size, comfortable, but close. So they're good enough, right? So you've got weapons. Hey, there was even a short bow back at that clearing, Christian. This scout must have had a short bow. So there's 3 dozen arrows in a short bow. Yeah.
3 dozen? Oh, let's.
3 dozen.
Nice.
So you're all geared up more or less, right?
Yeah, it's over, y'all. We won. We're invincible.
You have defeated the dungeons and
remember, they still died, even though they had all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, could we I know we don't have time to really thank you bodies, but I don't know if we have time to kind of place them in a nicer.
Here, I have 2 blankets. I will take the bigger one of the 2, bring the bodies close together, and then I'll just put the blankets over them. And that's the best we could do right now.
Yeah, close your eyes. Do all that.
Yeah. God be with them.
That's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So you will move on, and you are trying to, again, make time moving down this pathway because there's a storm coming. Lightning goes flash and thunder goes boom, and the thunder goes boom seems to get closer. So you're like, maybe we can find out where the heck these people went. You got anything for me before you've gone 2 or 3 miles?
Yeah, while we're walking, I'd like to talk to Yan-Yang about what exactly we both recall with our collective knowledge about these knights.
Okay.
I mean, I think if this really is, you know, the Dragon Knights, then we are in D&D, and our knowledge might be useful. Like, what are the important bits about them that could help us right now?
I remember they were like the elite force of Cormyr.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that they were sent on, like, you know, some of the most important missions for the country and Cormyr itself. I don't know what era we're in, like what actual year this is, but they could be either very aggressive or they might be like, you know, getting in other neighboring kingdoms' business. So I don't know if these Purple Dragon Knights were out on a protective mission, or they were out like on some sort of spy mission, or like something to antagonize a neighboring kingdom. So
yeah,
what about you?
The most I know is more of like the history. I know that we were they normally have like war. They always fought like to the top of their really strong warriors, really capable. They were like the elite, basically, of Cormyr. I know that they were established after some dragon that starts with a T. The Thulglor, something like that. After he died, they were established. I know timeline-wise, I think it's like Year of the Sea Princes or something like that. That's like the only major date I know. That and the Year of the Cat Eye. But during those times, I think there was like a major war or something going on. But I know that the time that they were around was not peaceful whatsoever. Yeah. And normally somebody that's in the armor I'm wearing had like I guess he doesn't have a shield though. And you had to be pretty high up to have the symbol on a shield. So it's on the armor. Oh. So I can't be this armor can't come from someone too high ranking.
They also had like very notable helmets, right? Like, do you
it was like a helmet? Steel. Yeah. Was there a helmet there?
There wasn't.
Okay. So the one thing I'm really trying to figure out is like, if we wear this stuff, does it make us like big ass targets, or can we actually use it to our advantage at some point? Like, will people be happy to see us?
I think we might be able to use it to our advantage.
This is that voice in your head coming back, Yang-Yang. it would not be honorable to assume the rightful identity and power of individuals you are not. These individuals have authority. Be cautious.
Thanks, Siri. So I repeat that to everybody else. Yo, the voice in my head just told me this.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is that we can wear this as long as we don't say we're part of the Purple Knight Order. But I think if maybe we explain to them, because they fight for the good of us, right? For like the good of the people. I think they're knights. Should be honorable.
My impression was they fought for the good of Cormir, but
I mean,
you know.
they do, but
So,
who's to
Caleb,
say?
as you're making that statement, the voice in your head is back. Just because you aren't knights doesn't mean that you can't pretend to be knights if it's to your benefit. It's keeping you alive. Why wouldn't you do that? It'd be foolish not to, and you're a pragmatist.
And I just kind of go and I say, pragmatism aside, I'm going to talk right back to the voice out loud. I'm going to go, pragmatism aside, I can't fight a knight. I can't fight a wizard. I am just a regular bartender guy. I'm not trained like that. They do like 6 months of training. If it benefits me, maybe, but we'll see.
For now, perhaps with some help, you can.
I'm gonna be like, so did any of you try to talk back to the little voice in your head?
I asked if it was God, and I said thanks, Siri, but it didn't give me any replies.
Christian? Banzai? Did you talk to the voice in your head?
I just got information from the voice in my head. I mean, I guess I could, let me think real hard, because I don't think we have, because if they can project into our mind, do they have to project into, all right, you know what? I'm gonna think about like the storm and shelter, and like I feel like mine's a survivalist of some sort, because they're like, I mean maybe it was just the I'll toss you a bucket one, because it didn't really give me wisdom. It just said stop doing that, dum dum. So I don't know. I think you guys got more pointed gods. I have.
Well, yours is British.
So you tried to talk to yours in your head, not out loud, right? I just talked out loud, and mine told me that if we need to steal the identity of these people to benefit us, there might be a little bit of help that can be offered. But I also don't know if I want to accept the help from whatever deity stranded me in the woods to get sucked dry by a mosquito.
Hey, Caleb and Yang-Yang, you were sharing all kinds of information a moment ago about Cormir and Cormir's history. It seems to me like you guys know something about the Forgotten Realms. These symbols mean anything?
The symbols as in like the Dragonite symbols, or like the hand?
No,
like...
the hands, the glowing things.
Yeah, do you want me to describe them? Do you want me to describe them?
I remember what they look like. Hey, what does the Knight of the Silver Flame Order look like again?
Ooh,
do you know? I don't think it's this symbol.
I mean, I don't know if it's not this symbol. My best guess was that it was something related to Tyr, like the god of Tyr.
But does Tyr have like a skull with like cardinal directions around it? And I don't think so.
Oh, I was thinking like an armored fist or something.
Well, it's 3 symbols. So like you have the fist, and then you have like just the hand, and then you have like, a little face above it. So it's not, it seems it's probably going to come to me like we're going to be walking down this path like 4 hours. It's going to come to me in the middle of the night, and I'm just going to wake up and scream it. But for now, I just can't remember. I
mean, I want to call over Banzai and Christian and see if, they also, know anything about purple dragons or these symbols.
No, I'll be real honest. I did not study the lore. I just know there's dwarves, there's druids, or you know what I mean. Like there's halflings and stuff, and like an owl. I can spot an owl bear and be like, that's an owl bear or a beholder. But like, I'm sorry, I don't do much of the lore.
I'm just PC. Okay, I am not a DM. Y'all can have all of that. All this talking that y'all are talking about, I'm loving it, but at the same time, I think we're losing sight of the mission here, right? Like, I pragmatism person in my head, just think about this for a second. I don't want to be here, so I'm going to be looking pragmatically to leave here as soon as possible, right? So why don't we
That's a great
just
point.
focus on not pissing somebody off? And I mean, if you, that's the biggest thing, right? Like, just not be seen, get gold, and leave. Pay somebody for a teleportation. Oh, plane shift. Let's plane shift back to Earth. Earth Prime. That's what we gotta do, y'all. Like,
Well, if we're PCs, we can become gods in this world, right?
you guys, y'all can become gods. I'm in Tokyo right now.
No, you're not in Tokyo. You're in the Forgotten Realms.
I need to be
maybe.
in Tokyo. I got class tomorrow, y'all. Like,
You would
It's
rather
heavy.
be in class than on the adventure of a lifetime.
people die on the Adventures of a Lifetime, man.
Yeah, but imagine you get back to Tokyo and then you have actual fighting experience, not just stage fighting. You might be able to cast spells.
That is the
You can do
worst.
your
You know
own-
what? People that have actual fighting experience are the worst stunt people to fight against because they always don't know how to pull back. Everyone hates them in the industry, man.
Then I'm telling you right now, you need to be an actual swordsman, not a fake one, because you can't pull back.
So
Hey,
you're still walking, there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still walking,
We're still
as
walking.
we're doing.
Everybody roll a
Um,
27 die while you're still walking.
Because we are so fit, we don't get winded by talking and running.
Hey, I would like to say, by the way, I got a 2, but also, depending on the year that we are in, we might have to fight some pirate lords. We might have to like end up at a traitorous like family, noble house. Like this is really this timeline.
Why are y'all trying to be the MCs, man? There was,
I'm not trying to be the MC. I'm telling
there
you,
was
we
this
are going to
dude.
die.
There was this bro. There was a person that still. What does the bartender do on a Tuesday? He doesn't get fallen into some strange misadventure. He just opens up the bar.
That
you know
just
what I
happens
mean?
on Sunday when I'm supposed to be doing something for charity.
So, I've got a 2 and a 3. Yang-Yang and Banzai.
18.
Okay, 18 and a 9. The first 2 people to notice will be Caleb and Christian. You smell smoke. Wood smoke.
Can I look up ahead and see where the smoke is? Can we make out the smoke?
I'm
Also-
sure you can try to. Where
Do we
might that
still-
be coming from?
Do we still have the lights on? Did we ever turn the lights back on after we turned them off?
I assumed you did, but if you didn't, you didn't. It's up to you.
I was gonna be honest and be like, I didn't. So I smell this, and then I'm like, go gadget flashlight, and I'm gonna shine up to the sky and see if I can see the
All
smoke.
right, go gadget flashlight seems to work. I mean, I don't know if it's go gadget. Flashlight does the job. Do you want to let your compatriots know that you smell wood smoke?
Yeah,
smell
I'm
that?
gonna go.
Somebody barbecuing.
Oh my god, guys, I'm so hungry.
I
Let's
know,
go.
right?
I reach into my bag and I pull out some generic grinning fish crackers, and I just hand them to you, and I say, I have some of these for you if you'd like them.
Oh, thank you. I just eat it like rappers.
All right,
So wait, if I remember
Banzai,
correctly,
anything to you?
the person, my British person, told me I appreciate you wanted to light the fire. Okay. Oh, great British voice of flame, I want to please lead me, guide me towards that of your nature.
I'm not so much British as your perception of me is. I didn't pick this. This is really kind of you picking this. I'm just trying to get you out of the rain. If you think about smoke in the rain, what does that probably mean about where the fire is?
Close. All right. We're close to whatever the smoke is, because the whoever's lighting the campfire is exposing their fire to smoke right now, and then when water reacts to it, it causes the smoke. So
I think
if we
it's
just
probably it has a covering over it because it's still going.
ooh, when they say that, can I like really change the voice to like Morgan Freeman if I really think about it?
Morgan Freeman.
I cannot do the voice of Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
You can change the voice to the voice of Morgan Freeman if you want. I will just simply say the voice sounds like Morgan Freeman from now on.
AI.
Oh my god,
Did it
you
work?
did it!
Did it work?
So
Did it change?
you can change your voices. It's what you perceive as what your holy power is, and apparently I have British sense in my head, but now it's Morgan Freeman. So
Oh
if
my
you guys
God,
want to change
incredible.
your voice, it doesn't. I guess it doesn't matter. You just have to think about it real
I
hard.
got James Earl Jones now.
James Earl Jones. Okay, I can kind of do Darth Vader, but that's not really James Earl Jones. It is, but it isn't. So I'm gonna, just say I sound like James Earl Jones. Okay, anybody else changing series settings in their head?
Oh yeah, I wanted to be like the movie trailer guy, where it's like in a world.
Oh, in a world filled with dungeons, and also dragons. Fair enough. Again, can't do him, but I'll do my best. And Christian.
Nah, I'll keep it at the default.
right,
I don't
default
want this
setting.
voice in my head for a while. I just I want to get out of here.
Don't get too close to it. Understood.
Exactly.
All
It's
right.
just it's the
So
thing.
you're looking for smoke. You'll see it in the sky in the distance.
Mhm.
And as a matter of fact, if you've gone another 500 feet, you can see light through the trees.
Before we get to that light, I'm gonna look at everyone and say, "Hey, I don't think that we should pretend to be from the Order of the Purple Dragon Knights, but if we do, we're blades. That's it. That's the lowest ranking we can be. That's what we're gonna say we are. All they do is patrol, and if we need to."
Also, backup plan, like just in case they see through that. What is our story? Are we just a group of friends wandering through the woods, or are we gonna say we're from another world and we just got dropped into yours? Help us.
Can we just say we got like planar shifted, or was a teleport spell gone awry, and then we ended up nowhere?
Nah, let's not do that.
This is in your head, Caleb. Admitting that you're from Darth Vader voice here. Admitting that you're from another world is probably a poor choice. I kind of keep that information to myself. To come up with some clever deceit that people would reasonably believe. Sounded a bit more like Tulsa Doom at the end there instead of Darth Vader. So I'm kind of I'm going through my James.
You know what? It was good enough, and that I appreciate the effort. I just kind of go, hey, so God said not to tell people that it. I mean, what else would you call them? We're here. The voice in our head. All right, cool. Let Jesus save you right now, please.
I will.
And not the deities in the Forgotten Realm.
I will.
All right. Anywho, but whatever the god deity has just said, person maybe, and I'm getting like a really big inkling. I'm like, hey, this is D&D, right? What if they're the players and we're their characters? Just putting that out there. But regardless, he said not to say we're from another world. We might very well be ostracized. They could think we're like demons disguising ourselves as humans. Like, indeed, I know you're a player, not a DM, Christian, but you've been a player and you've seen devils be humans and then die. You've killed them yourself.
I'm just saying, like, y'all are like, who do y'all think we about to talk to right now?
We're probably about to end up at a town, and whatever we talk to, they got magic. We don't.
It's funny you should say that because you're moving more cautiously now. You're about 1,000 feet away from the source of the light when you actually get a look at it. There's a pretty big clearing here because there's a structure in the middle of this pretty big clearing. Nestled deep within the heart of the forest, there's a lodge, standing sentinel. The structure is a melange of worn wood and aged stone, designed to blend seamlessly into the wooded surroundings. Its roofs steeped, pitched to shed snow and rain alike, with chimney stacks rising above, hinting at warmth and comfort inside. That's where both the light and the smoke are coming from. And that's where we're going to end session 1 tonight. Thank you all for joining us on our exciting adventure, and I look forward to session 2. Hopefully you're all having a great time. Thank you and good night.